Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshankar, and I welcome all of you again to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, in such episodes, as everyone is aware, we introduce to you emerging companies from emerging sectors, and we talk to the promoters and the top managements of the companies. And in this process, we get a lot of valuable information from the companies in terms of their business model, their growth journey, their future plans. And friends, today we have got a very interesting company which is already listed on the markets. The company's name is Captain Polyplast Limited. They operate in three, four important business verticals, one of them being micro irrigation. And today we have the privilege and pleasure of having Mr. Ritesh Khichadia, who's the whole-time director of the company. Ritesh ji, welcome to the show. Thank you very much, sir. Time spent करने के लिए. I'm pretty confident that in this small, interaction, we'll be able to understand your company's operations in a much better.
Thank you, Avinash, for inviting me on this show.
तो रितेश जी पहला सवाल जो काफी एलिमेंट्री है इफ यू कुड टेल अस व्हाट आर द फोर मेन बिजनेस वर्टिकल्स ऑफ द कंपनी और हमारी कंपनी के बिजनेस मॉडल के बारे में कुछ बताइए और currently what is the kind of positioning Captain Polyplast enjoys in the domestic market for all the business verticals. So if you can please share your thoughts.
Right. So Avinash, I'll just start by giving a brief about the company. Right, as you said that we are present in multiple segments. So the two most important segments that we are operating in is one is micro irrigation systems. This includes various types of irrigation systems like drip irrigation system, sprinkler irrigation systems, various types of irrigation accessories, and even automation components for time-based or volume-based irrigation methods. So that is the core business and the largest business segment for us. And the other important segment for us is solar EPC segment. So there we are basically working as an integrator for various types of rooftop or ground-mounted systems as per the customer's requirement. So just to give you a brief, this company was started in 1997 by my father, Mr. Ritesh Khichadia. He is basically an agriculture engineer with more than 30 years of experience in the micro irrigation field. So initially we had started with a very small setup for HDPE pipes, and gradually over the years we expanded our product portfolio and our geographical presence as well. So today, if you see in micro irrigation systems, we have entire range of products for drip, sprinklers, emitters, various types of accessories, and even now with the change of time, we have also introduced automation components. In terms of our geographical presence, we are present in 16 states across India with a dealer network of more than 750 across these states. And apart from India, we are also exporting to a few countries in Africa and Latin America. So this is the kind of presence that we have at the moment.
Ritesh ji, one question which I wanted to ask you, that is based in, currently what is the kind of install capacity, especially for the micro irrigation vertical? And we also have some tie-up with IOC, we market their products. So, sir, उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
Right. So, Avinash ji, right now we are having our manufacturing plants at two locations. One is in Gujarat at Rajkot, and the other one, which we started in 2019, is in Andhra Pradesh at Kurnool. Now, both these plants are we have installed state-of-the-art machinery, especially for drip line, which is the key component of drip irrigation system. We have imported state-of-the-art machinery from Israel and USA, which are high-speed lines for manufacturing these products. So at present, we have installed capacity of more than 160 million meters per annum for drip lines. And coming to the tie-up with IOCL, so basically our key raw material is polyethylenes, HDPE and LLDPE. So we are one of the channel partners for IOCL for sale of these products in Gujarat region. So we market those products to other customers as well.
Okay. Just wanted to understand, Ritesh ji, जो हमारा turnover है, I think if I'm not wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think our revenue was about 295, 298 crores for FY24.
Right.
So out of that, sir, how much was micro irrigation? How much was the solar business? Has this solar business contributed any top line in the current year? और ये आने वाले साल में आने वाला है रेवेन्यू?
No, Vinaji, already the solar EPC vertical has started to contribute in our figures. The last year's numbers, the majority of the revenue came from micro irrigation segment. Almost, you can say that 85% of our revenue came from that segment. The solar EPC segment, which is relatively new for us, which as we have entered into that segment only since last 2 to 3 years, but despite that, that has also contributed almost 8 to 10% last year, and the balance is from the other businesses.
Okay. Okay, understood. So basically, we are largely our bread and butter. The main income comes from drip irrigation, which you said you
Yes,
already are
yes,
in
but
60.
now the solar vertical is growing very fast, so
Yeah,
probably this ratio would look much different in coming years.
yeah, yeah. Okay, understood. So, Ritesh ji, now coming to the overall domestic market opportunity. See, drip irrigation is a state market. Already, company is having a good network of 16 states. So, sir, let us understand from you, on ground, what is the kind of opportunity? Because drip irrigation is rapidly growing in our country. So everybody knows what is the purpose and the productivity by using drip irrigation. तो सर मार्केट साइज कितना बड़ा है, क्योंकि हम लोग तो अराउंड 300 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू पे बैठे हैं, तो अगले 3-4 साल का अगर मैं आउटलुक आपसे पूछूं, तो
Hmm.
सर व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ ग्रोथ available in this market, and how will Captain Polyplast capitalize on this growth? If you can please share your thoughts.
Right. So, Avinash, there is actually a lot of untapped potential for coverage of micro irrigation in India. If you see the government at the center, they have been targeting to increase farmers' income since coming to since last so many years. And one of the key pillars for that strategy is to adopt, to ask farmers to adopt micro irrigation systems so that they can improve their productivity and hence their incomes can improve. So if you see in entire India, there is a potential of almost 75 million hectares or 7.5 crore hectares where micro irrigation can be adopted. Now, India has introduced micro irrigation systems since 1990, and in these 3 decades, three or more than 3 decades, we have been able to still reach a penetration level of only 15 to 20 percentage so far. Whereas if you see the developed agriculture economies like Israel or USA, there the penetration is much higher. So the government is also aware about this. They know that farmers can benefit out of this system, and that is why they are also targeting to cover 10 million hectares in next 5 years. Now, just to give you a context, in last, if you see last 5 to 10 years, every year we have been able to cover around 10 to 15 lakh hectares per year. And now, if you are targeting 1 crore hectares, that means essentially doubling what we have been doing for last 5 to 10 years. So
Yeah.
that provides a very good opportunity for us being a leading player in this segment.
Okay. So I think understood, Ritesh ji. Now, Ritesh ji, tell me one thing. Since this is a state subject, state I believe gives some subsidy also to the farmer for buying
Right.
drip irrigation. So, इसमें pricing कैसे काम करता है? Like assume करिए, there are 5-6 players, and we are amongst those 5-6 players which supply drip irrigation systems. Now, when you approach the farmer, how does it work? If you can just tell us, how the funding comes. Does it come directly from the bank, or the farmer contributes say 5-10%? एंड सब्सिडी का एलिमेंट कैसे वर्कआउट होता है? तो आपके प्राइसिंग ऑन द कंपनीज प्राइसिंग, हाउ डज इट वर्क so that you get the contract from the farmer? If you can just explain to us in a simple way.
Right. So, Avinash, the financial pattern is such that the central government is providing subsidy under a scheme called per drop more crop. So they provide up to 50% of total financial assistance. Now they transfer it to the state. The state also provides a matching share, and in some cases they also provide some additional share so that farmer burden is less for purchasing this system. Now there is a system of empanelment for this. So if I give you an example for Gujarat, we are one of the empaneled vendors where farmers can buy the system and avail subsidy. So whenever a farmer is wanting to buy system from us, they'll contact us. We provide them entire technical layout and quotation for the system as per the government approved prices. Then whatever is the farmer share, say 30 to around 30%, the farmer pays that amount and we supply the system to the farmers. And then there is a defined process after which we receive payment, the balance payment from the government.
Okay, okay. No, understood. I think very nicely explained, Riteshji. Now, Riteshji, tell me one thing. We know the financials of the company, they have improved significantly in March 24. But your qualitative assessment, we know that there are many drip irrigation companies. There are large, small companies in this space, and obviously we are one of them. Now, as you said in Gujarat, you are a very dominant player. Sir, हमारे प्रोडक्ट का मेन डिफरेंशिएशन हम कैसे कस्टमर्स को बताते हैं, यानी व्हाट इज द मेन value addition which we offer to the farmer? Like suppose I'm a farmer, I come to you. What is it that is so special about our company compared to other players? Now, if you could, tell us two, three qualitative points which make our product much better than the others. तो सर इसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
So, Avinash, the key aspect here is कि we recognize that micro irrigation is not just a product. We are selling it as a concept, as a system to the farmer, right? So, it is not only product but service associated with it. Like farmers, they generally purchase this system just before they are going to sow the seeds, just before the monsoons are there. So, at that time, making fast service, giving fast service to the farmers is very critical. Apart from that, obviously we provide very good quality products. As I said, that the drip lines which we manufacture, they are made from the most high speed lines available at present. So that gives assurance to the farmer that we are giving them best quality product. So both product and service are there. And after the system is installed, we also provide them technical know-how on how best they can use their system to improve their productivity. So I think a combination of those three is very critical aspect of our business, and that is why farmers choose us.
And I think very nicely explained, Ritesh. Now, tell me one thing, Ritesh, for my understanding. Is there any service element also in this? Like, एक बार मान के चलिए कि you did the drip irrigation, kind of project for a particular farmer. After a year or so, उसमें कोई servicing या कोई refurbishment या to ensure that the system is working properly. Do you have any kind of regular attachment with the farmer so that the business relationship is nurtured even better going forward?
Okay. No, definitely it is there, Avinash, and that is why we maintain a very good and strong dealer network so that they can provide service to the farmers. Because obviously there is a demand from new customers, but there is also a replacement market in this. Because farmers who have bought the system 5-10 years back, now they are again coming to purchase drip lines for their existing system as part of replacement. So if we have connect with the farmer, then definitely that helps us.
Okay. So I think it is like a long-term annuity kind of business. Once the
Right.
farmer comes into the business, then continuously वो
Yeah.
relationship आगे भी चलती है. So that is nice
Right.
to hear. So Ritesh ji, now let's come to the financials. FY24, we have seen a very strong increase in top line. I was seeing the top line has improved to almost 298 crores. Earlier it was 228 crores, and your net profit is 18 crores. Which was just about 6 crores last year. What was the main reason, sir, for such a sharp increase? Because last 2-3 years I was seeing the numbers, and this year particularly FY24, a very strong performance in both revenue and profit. So, sir, इसका main reason क्या है? If you could please share with us two three important points, and do you think this kind of performance, without of course putting a number, Ritesh, can we expect that इस साल monsoon अगर अच्छा होता है, obviously agriculture production increases for FY25 and 26? Can we expect that this kind of revenue growth is sustainable from our side?
So, Avinashi, one of the key reasons for the good growth that we did last year was that both the segments, both the important segments, MIS and the solar, we saw very good volume growth in the previous year. So, as I said, that the government is very aggressive. So, last year, almost all the important states, the large markets, which is Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh. All these states, there was very good demand from farmers. So naturally, we saw very good volume growth due to that. And apart from that, we also saw good contribution from the solar EPC vertical. Although it is less, but we saw good contribution in growth from that segment as well. And that is why we saw good revenue growth. And coming to the margins, last year we got the benefit of that decrease in raw material prices, which helped us improve our profitability as well. And look, now coming to the next 2 or 3 years, we are very confident that given the impetus that government is giving in both the segments, whether it is MIS or solar EPC, both these segments are very crucial for the government, and we expect that such kind of momentum should continue in both the segments.
Okay. Understood. Ritesh ji, on the solar part, I'm more keen, solar EPC.
Yeah.
Normally, these orders are given by most of the green and renewable energy to you. So you are only involved in the basically in the operations of those rooftop panels. तो बिजनेस आपको कौन जो रिन्यूएबल कंपनी होती है वो आपको देती है या डायरेक्टली आपको कस्टमर बोलता है कि आपको ये रूफटॉप पैनल
Uh,
बनाना है?
So, Avinash, we are directly targeting the customers, and that too customers in small and medium scale. So, right from say residential customers, they want to install a 3 kilowatt system on their house for the captive consumption, up to say industrial and commercial customers up to few megawatts. Either they want to install it on their the factory roofs or on some ground that they have. So these are the the customers that we are targeting. We basically act as an integrator. Whatever requirement is there, we provide us a design. As per that, we procure the entire material on their behalf, and we install the system as per the designs. So that is the segment which we are focusing. We are not right now having a tie up with some of the large green energy companies, as you were mentioning, for say O&M or some other services. So that is not the segment we are focusing.
But basically, on the residential side, Ritesh ji just wanted to ask an additional question. On the residential side, सर आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी कितनी बड़ी लग रही है? गुजरात मार्केट में ऑलरेडी यू आर देयर इन ड्रिप इरिगेशन. So for solar EPC, people know what is the benefit of solar now. Government has also announced some tax incentives, if you use solar
So
energy.
right,
क्या लगता है 2-3 साल में will this business become a big business for us? Like today, you said it is hardly 10% of our revenue.
right.
तो आने वाले 2-3 साल में, I mean, in the next say 2 to 3 years, can we assume this 10% to become at least 25-30%?
We are definitely hoping so, and I will just give you one small example. You might know that the government had introduced PM Surya Ghar Yojana just few months back. So prior to announcement of that scheme, the business that we are doing in the residential segment, after the announcement of that scheme, no, the business that we used to do in entire quarter, that is being done in a single month. So you can see the kind of impetus just the announcement of that scheme has done, and that is only in one state. There are other states where there is equal amount of opportunity available. So definitely we are very positive on this segment.
Okay. So technically speaking, Ritesh ji, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you all are present in 16 states where you already, have, drip irrigation, kind of network. तो शायद यही नेटवर्क आप वापस सोलर ईपीसी के लिए भी यूज करोगे, तो ये मानना सही रहेगा?
Yes, definitely, Avinash, and that is why we had actually entered into the solar EPC segment. We started with solar pumps because the same dealers where we who were buying MIS systems, they were demanding for that. And from solar pumps, we entered into the solar EPC segments, and a lot of our dealers are also active in that segment.
Okay, okay. So basically, you work as a EPC kind of contractor. You buy the equipment, the solar pump or maybe the solar panel, and पूरा integration आप करके देते हो, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Normally, in almost all the micro irrigation companies, the working capital cycle is slightly on the higher side because government से पैसा आता है, not only for our company but for every company in this sector. So our average working capital cycle is about 200 days. Average में पकड़ रहा हूँ. सर इसमें आगे चल के can we expect that कुछ ना कुछ improvement आवे? Because sir, whatever money we save in working capital, Ritesh ji, that will help you to build your cash flow in a much better way. तो इसके बारे में बताइए सर.
So definitely, Avinash ji, as you said, as you rightly said, that working capital is a challenge when we are dealing with the subsidy business. We are also aware about that, and that is why we are trying to diversify into some segments where we can balance out the working capital requirement. If we talk about micro irrigation system, there we are trying to increase the share of business that we get from a retail business, where we are selling to directly to farmers or dealers, and they are taking the burden of subsidy on them. The other segment is for replacement segment. We are offering thin wall drip lines to the farmers, which are not eligible under subsidy, but that business is, you can say that it is a B2C kind of business where there is no dependence on subsidy. And the third segment is solar EPC, where also the working capital burden is almost negligible. So we are trying to balance the challenge that is there in the subsidy segment with other kind of opportunities, and that is how we are trying to manage this. And even in the subsidy segment also now, there is a lot of improvement at the government's end as well. They are trying to improve their payment processes by implementing PFMS and other things. So gradually we are expecting that within 2 to 3 years, even that cycle should reduce to a comfortable level.
Yeah, ठीक है. I think very logically and nicely explained by you, Ritesh ji. Last question, Ritesh ji, which is very
Yes.
important. Your father started this company. Now you are a whole-time director, sir. Basically, tell me one thing that we have all seen COVID. COVID was one of the worst times for any company or any industry. Sir, but हमारे business में सबसे बड़ा risk क्या है? Like, what is the risk in our business? Is it working capital crunch, or is it execution? Is it the serviceability, government policy? Sir, what is the main risk which every drip irrigation company faces, and how have we managed this risk in a good way? Because I've seen the numbers improvement over the last 3 4 years. Sir, remarkable improvement from your management team. So, what has been the way in which you all have managed risk? You can please share your thoughts.
I think, Avinash, the biggest risk for us, coming to both the segments, whether it is MIS or solar EPC, there is definitely very good opportunity, but the biggest risk would definitely be government policy, right? If there is a very drastic change in government policy for either of the segments, and we would be affected by that. Now,
Exactly.
no, we being present in this segment since so many years, we have a very measured approach to it. That is why we are doing business in multiple states, so that even if there is a policy change in one or few states, then we could mitigate the impact of that from other markets. So that is where the experience comes in handy.
Okay. I think otherwise, quite frankly, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think the runway for growth for both solar EPC as well as for micro irrigation is very solid, and agriculture is always going to be the focus of the government. So, sir,
Right.
thank you very much. Ritesh ji, बहुत अच्छा लगा. I think a nice interaction with you. We could understand your company's operations in a much better way. Sir, please accept my best wishes to you, your entire management team, and all the best to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Avinash ji. Thank you. It was wonderful being on the show.